Hi there everybody, hope you are well. You're welcome to your yoga for runners and cyclists routine for August. Today we're going to be working through some moves for the wrist, coming through into the chest and also down into the hip flexors as well. So as always, just a bit of space to work with and we shall get going. First thing you're going to do for this first exercise for the wrist is come onto your knees. If you're not comfortable sat down on your knees as I am, you can do the same move up on all fours, okay? So it'd be just knees under hips and hands under shoulders, okay? But if you can, try and come down to just onto the heels here, because it's a little bit more control to the move. I'm going to just do it with one hand, and you'll be able to see this really clearly, hopefully. Taking the hand so that the fingertips point behind you. You're then going to move that hand forwards until it becomes only just possible to get your full palm on the floor, okay? So that should give you a really good stretch all the way down the forearms. So specifically for the cycling, this one, obviously as you're pedaling and you're grabbing brakes on the way down hills and such, and even just holding onto the handlebars can be enough to really pump up those forearms. So we're just trying to give them a bit of a stretch out here. You might find that after a few moments that stretch eases. If it does, let the hand lift, move it forward another centimetre or two, and try and push the palm down again. Okay, and then we'll release. And the next thing that we'll do is actually turn the back of the hand to the floor. So your fingertips are still pointing behind you, but it's the back of the hand you're trying to push down. And again, you're just going to move that hand further and further out in front of you until you find that the back of the hand won't quite get down. You can do both hands at a time if you want, because we've got a lot of pressure going through our legs here. If you're up on all fours, I'd certainly recommend staying on one side at a time. There's a lot of pressure otherwise going through the back of the wrist here. So I'd really try and do it one hand at a time if you can. That way it gives you a lot more control as well, whether you're on all fours or as I am down on the heels. And then when you're ready, you can release. Our next move, you're going to come down onto the floor, onto your front I should say. And we're going to take your left arm out to the side. So I'm probably cutting my hand off here, but that's okay. Your left arm goes out to the side, but then you put a bend in the elbow. So you now want your fingertips pointing to the wall beyond your head. Make sure that your elbow is up level with your shoulder, and then your right hand's going to come underneath your right shoulder. And we push and roll onto our left side. You might find to bring the right leg behind you gives you a bit more balance and stability. But what we're looking to do is get a really good stretch on the muscles that come across the chest and into the shoulders. So whilst what I'm showing you from a sat upright position now, whilst we're in that kind of L shape here, we should be getting a stretch all the way across the shoulder and into the top of the chest here. And all we're trying to do is keep your left shoulder low whilst getting your right shoulder high, and you're rolling up as high as you can. But it's only a small move to get quite a big stretch, okay? So work with that one quite small, and obviously when you're ready, go on to the other side. Our final one we're going to go through for August is coming up onto your knees and then stepping forwards. So I'm going to step forward with my left leg. Okay, so this is my left leg forwards. Hands come onto the thigh and sink the hips. Try and lengthen the arms a little. So right now we should already be getting a stretch down the right thigh into the right hip flexor. Here comes the manager to try and make sure that we're doing things right. What do you reckon, Rolo? Good. Okay, so from here, we're going to add something to it. We're going to take your right hand up high. Your left hand comes down low, and you're trying to reach the fingertips as far away from one another as you can. So whilst you do that, you're lowering the hips, reaching the fingertips high and low. And then when you're ready, ease back, allow the arms to come down. And you guys will change on to the other side. So there we have 3 moves for you, working through from the wrist, through to the chest, to the hips. Have some fun with them, and I shall see you in September. Thank you.